for Turd podcast, episode 89, Lamar, the Cannibal Woman in the Avocado Jungle of Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we come across this movie? I think you just saw it on like Tubi, right?
It was actually on my Amazon recommendation list.
Oh, my fault. Yeah.
Just kind of popped up there, and I was like, this has got an interesting title, at least. What can go wrong?
Well, Joe, we watched the movie thinking it was a B movie, and I came out learning more about feminism and the inner workings of it in this movie, where I thought they were just going to go and find some women that were scantily clad that were cannibals. Yeah. So I learned a lot.
It started off that way, though.
It
started off a certain way. I was like, oh, okay.
Here's the thing, Joe. It throws you for that loop because the underlying themes, man, that's how they got you. Oh, yeah. That's how they get you. Yes.
Well, the plot is what got me, honestly. Because you have this doctor, Dr. Hunt, who's played by Shannon Tweed.
Yes, she was a very famous playmate, correct?
I believe so, or playmate or penthouse or whatever.
Yes.
And the government approaches her to go into, apparently there's a strip of jungle in California where all of the avocados are grown. It's the avocado jungle. Mm-hmm. And they want her to go in there because she's a professor of feminism and kind of, I don't know what you would say, liberate these cannibal women that live there.
Yeah, kind of reason with them to get to the avocados there.
Yeah, but it was just a nefarious plan by the government to get rid of them so they can build luxury condos, basically.
And to domesticate the women as well. Yeah. So you can't forget that part.
True.
Yeah.
And so she has to go into the jungle, and she needs a guide or someone to help them, and she picks up Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, yes, he plays Jim. Before we got real time with Bill Maher, he was pretty much a doofus male character in this movie. So,
like the pinnacle of being like, male chauvinist and all that. So that's the balance. And along for the journey, of course, is Bunny, who's her dim-witted college student that somehow ends up on this journey, and they have to deal with the cannibal women who are called the piranha women, I think.
Yes.
Who's actually being controlled by another college professor that's just kind of using them so she can become famous again, and it's just a whole thing.
Yeah, this movie, because I think I mentioned before, there's a cannibal genre in B movies where, they always go to the jungle and they meet these people that like to eat other people. Yeah. And usually it's very gory and everything like that. But this movie, it wasn't. This movie, I will say, is very self-aware.
Yeah.
It's very self-aware of the comedy because, like I said, it's really making fun of, I won't say it's making fun of feminism, but it's like it's a satire of feminism.
Right. It's winking at the audience the whole time.
Oh, yes.
Pretty much. And, so going like the cannibal women, it's their thing is like they have sex with the men and then they kill them and eat them and
with avocado.
Yeah.
Avocados. Yes.
Yeah. Wasn't there a part in the movie where something came back or whatever? It was like evidence and because it had like guacamole on it or something.
Dog tags, because what they tried to do is send an elite team of course, military men. And then what happened is that they sent back the dog tags, but they were covered in avocado sauce. And that showed that they were, of course, eaten and destroyed.
Yeah. I did like Bill Maher in this movie. It was funny to see him. I've never really seen him in any movies, to tell you the truth.
Me neither. And then like Bunny's character is kind of like the offset of the doctor, because like they're once talking to like she, there's more to her character. She's like, I can't really find a good man. I feel like I'm gonna give up my power. And she's just like, yeah, sometimes I dream about just getting tied up and then having sex with the man. So she's kind of like that.
She
that
she
other side.
she's in the class with the professor, which is the feminist studies, and she wants to be a feminist, but she doesn't actually know what it means. That's what's kind of funny about her character. It's like, you know,
I think that's also like the commentary too, because it's like you said, she doesn't understand it, but she's like, it's the cool thing. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it seems cool. And then the doctor's like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
What really
And she's actually just trying to get rid of her, though. Like, as a student, she's like, yeah, maybe you should go. Like, even though she cares so much about the cost, that she doesn't care enough to try to save this woman because she's so goofy, you know. So
Yeah.
that was a funny little kind of balance, you know.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So overall, I mean, it was just kind of like a fun '80s movie. You
Yeah.
know, it just had that whole '80s vibe to it. Not as good, but I would say, you know, like the whole police academy thing where it's just kind of making fun of itself. In that area.
Yeah. I feel like, it was rated PG-13,
Yeah.
which was interesting because the movie starts off with boobs. Not
Yeah.
as bad as our previous film, Golden, what is it?
Golden Temple, Amazon.
Golden Temple, Amazon. So, yeah, and it's a decent, okay movie. I wasn't like, overjoyed with it, but the conversation I did not see coming about like feminism and everything like that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming at all because they kind of got deep into it, and I was like, oh wow, this is a little more deep than I thought it would be. Just about people trying to go into a jungle, trying to find women that.
Yeah, the title's a little deceiving because the
Yes.
title's so kind of goofy and outrageous that I thought the movie was gonna be more outrageous than it was. So what's the rating?
I'll give it a 3.5. It's an interesting talking piece, but it's not like, oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
meh.
I feel you. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say 3.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's not great. It's just kind of like this is like a good one, like to watch like late at night while you're eating, Cheetos or something. Like, it's just like kind of on, you know.
You ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
that. It's all right, but
Yeah.
it was fun to see Bill Maher in that role. So, all right, well, I guess that wraps this one up. Not much to say about it. Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death. That does sound awesome, but it could have been awesome.
They didn't like, and we always talk about it, they didn't go like as far as they could with like the premise and everything like that. It's not horrible, but then when you see like a title like that, you're thinking, oh man, we're about to see some crazy crap, and then it's like, nah, not really.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it then. Peace.
Deuces.